welcome to Untapped Libraries, the podcast where we slather you in a warm, relaxing, full-body coating of magic. I'm the Nealiest host.
Are you the Nealiest host? I'm Vinny.
Of the two of us?
Of the two of us? Maybe.
You're the Vinniest.
I don't know. What if I'm kneeling? Then I would be the Nealiest.
Yeah, but if I'm kneeling, I'm double kneeling.
You're double kneeling, but you're currently not kneeling. So if I started kneeling, then I would be the Nealiest. And It's a podcast, so the audience has no idea which of us is actually the Nealiest.
We could be nude. We could be...
Well, that's a different podcast. And especially when you're slathering our bodies in magic goodness.
Yeah, it's more like a massage, like a
sensory deprivation tank of magic.
Like warm clay.
Okay. This is a very sensual episode of Magic the Gathering podcast. Okay, well, you're the Nealiest, and I'll be the Vinniest for now.
We're on episode, I think this is 27. So
okay,
we gotta keep things interesting.
Well, why does episode 27 have to be interesting? Is it because it's like a cube of 3?
No, we just gotta keep things fresh, and
Why isn't episode 27 our cube episode? It's a power of 3.
A cube? What? No, I never said cube. I just said it's.
I know, but I'm just realizing 27 is. Isn't it 3?
3 times 3
times 3.
If you say so, sure.
Isn't it 3 times 3 times 3?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay, so it's our.
I was like, wait, am I going crazy? So, okay, well, our guest isn't a cube guest.
No,
week,
we don't have.
But we need to get a numerologist on staff, is what I'm realizing.
Definitely not me. My math is barely works.
Well, I just had to triple check that 9 times 3 was 27, so maybe it's not me either.
I had to do the math in my head, so it's yeah. How's your magic life been, Vinny? We're coming back from like a little bit of a break.
Yeah, we took a bit of a summer vacation recording wise. I'm a bit antsy. I want to play. I haven't played very much. I've played here and there. I went on my trip out west. I visited some family, and I played Magic with one of my cousins, and that was really fun. And then I came back, and we played a little bit of Magic. Mm-hmm. That's about it.
Yeah.
I'm eager to get back to the table.
I am as well, though I am going away for a little bit again, but I'm still...
You're still interested.
And I'm painting a lot, and I've been...
It seems that way. I see your feed on Blue Sky. What's your handle on Blue Sky again? Is it Azure?
Oh, I can't imagine. I think it's Azure Magic, something like that.
Yeah. We're great at promotion.
Yeah, I'm terrible at social media.
But I've seen on your feed you do post some of your work, and it's really great.
I'm trying to go a little bigger and be a little bit more ambitious. I just did a land tax that I was pretty happy with. It's a very relaxed way to follow Magic and to dip my toes. But yeah, we need to get some games going.
We do need to get some games going. Do you have a card for our Untapped Gem? This is our section where we talk about Untapped Gems, cards that are maybe a little bit unheralded.
All right, so this week I have Trial of a Time Lord. Oh. It is from the Doctor Who set. It's a saga.
Okay.
So a gray and 2 white for a enchantment saga. Mm-hmm. First 3 chapters are all the same. It has exile target non-token creature and opponent controls until Trial of a Time Lord leaves the battlefield. Mm-hmm. So it's a bit of a weird sort of banishing light that you play this sorcery speed and it exiles a creature.
Right.
Next turn, it does it again. Third turn, it does it a 3rd time. Then on the 4th chapter, it has starting with you, each player votes for innocent or guilty. If guilty gets more votes, the owner of each card exiled with it puts that card at the bottom of their library. So basically what it does is it exiles 3 creatures, and then if everyone votes, they basically go away forever. They go to the bottom of the deck. Okay. So it's an enchantment that exiles 3 things. You have to be a little politicky with it. Yeah,
there's definitely a politic, because you wouldn't want to distribute it evenly, because everybody's going to want their creature back.
And guilty has to get more votes. So you actually...
A
tie doesn't do anything. So usually what you do with this is you exile 2 things from whoever's the biggest problem, and then maybe like 1 thing from somebody else.
Right.
So that you get all 3 votes to exile everything. It's been a banger every time I've played it. Okay. It's 30 cents.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like it. Voting doesn't come up very often.
Yeah.
I do like it when it happens. Yeah. So that's a good gem.
Yep.
All right.
What do you got?
Well, mine is also UB.
Oh.
I picked Phial of Galadriel.
Oh, that's barely UB. Lord of the Rings is like
It's UV. It's not in world.
Yeah, it's in worldish.
The hand waving that happens for UV when it comes to Lord of the Rings amuses me. But yes, Phial of Galadriel. It costs 3. It's a legendary artifact, and it's a mana rock. Tap for 1 mana of any color. 3 cost artifact mana rocks. Usually tap for mana of any color. The abilities are kind of wishy-washy. Some of them are good, some of them are not good. But this one's Phial of Galadriel. This is a legendary artifact. It's pretty good. It's not an auto-include in every deck. No. Because it also has, if you would draw a card while you have no cards in hand, draw 2 cards instead. Yeah. And if you gain life while you have 5 or less life, you gain twice that much life instead.
That's really good. So anything that you're like getting rid of your hand anyways. Yeah.
Low on life or low on hand, these are problems that you want to deal with. I mean, obviously it doesn't go into every deck. You need a deck that often has low hand. Yep. Not every deck has that. And then something that has gaining life.
It could go in like an impulse draw deck. Where
absolutely go in an impulse.
Your card draw is not in your hand exactly. Or a deck where you're getting stuff back from your graveyard maybe.
Discarding, like madnessy kind of deck is great.
Well, great. And the life gain probably not
crazy, but maybe in the right deck. Because it only triggers when you have 5 or less life, so it's not universal. So, but it's something where if you're paying life, like some necropotency kind of thing, then that's nice.
Do you remember what this is in the book?
The Phial of Galadriel? Yeah, it's one of the gifts that Galadriel gives the Fellowship as they're traveling through, what's that town? Lothlorien.
Does it do something in the book? Does it get them out of some jam?
Yes, Sam holds it up to chase back Shelob the spider when Frodo gets spun in a web. The others, Gimli asks for a lock of her hair. Yeah. The others get Malorn clasps and cloaks. Yeah. Malorn leaf clasps and cloaks. Yeah. Frodo gets rope, the elvish rope that unties itself. Yeah. Is there anything else? They get a bunch of lembas bread. Yeah. I think that's it.
Wow, I'm impressed. I wouldn't have been able to remember all that.
I forget family members' phone numbers. Right. I don't know it off by heart. But that is in there somehow. Yeah. Go figure.
I know. I think about that sometimes. Like, I've got like levels from Super Mario 2 from 1989 that like I'd be like, oh yeah, I know what you do here, and then like my anniversary date, I will forget it. All right, let's bring in our guest.
That's enough out of us. Okay.
All right,
go for it.
Hold on to your butts because we have a dino deck with a lot of counters. Welcome to the show, our very own clever girl, Lyght.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us, Lyght.
Well, thank you for having me. You nailed it, Neale. Flawless entry.
Flawless, except for having to do it multiple times. But
no, they don't know that. You cut out the bad one.
Yeah.
This is a really fun deck. We really are pumped to talk to you about this. And before we do, though, let's get to know you. Who is Lyght?
Who's me? Hi, my name's Lyght. I'm Indominus Rex on the internet. I like to write words about the decks that I like building. I have a podcast called Gaslight Gatecrash Girlbite where I talk about dinosaurs and monsters with my best friend, the Lovey Medusa. That's most of it. That's the majority of the things that I do. I don't know. I also help run Praetors for Change, which is a Phyrexian-themed magic group fundraising. I'm going to use the word group again, erroneously. We raise money and awareness for good causes and play Phyrexian EDH while we do it.
Awesome. I love it.
And I also have big things coming, hashtag content creator later this year, vague posting.
Oh, great. Can you tease anything or it's all TBD?
If you, listener, know what Cascade is and you like writing from people who love the game and love getting paid to do it, you're going to like what I have in store.
Awesome.
That's a good teaser.
You know, what if we had 2 cakes and they were a little different?
Oh, huh.
Okay.
Interesting.
Wow. This is a good tease. You're good to tease on. All right. But we brought you here because we want to talk about a deck of yours. And this is Indominus Rex.
Sure is.
And it's a commander deck. From another UB.
That's right.
Though it doesn't feel too this card.
Jurassic Park?
Yeah,
it doesn't feel what are you saying?
Yeah. Do you know Jurassic World, that famously not fantastical magic
Sorry, I was
set.
Could have
been in a guild in Ravnica.
I was gonna say, this happens in Costa Rica, Earth.
I feel like if you edit out the guy in a baseball hat who's in the corner of this card, it feels pretty magic. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mutant dinosaurs are,
You could imagine this dinosaur in the jungle charging
Yeah,
at
in
someone.
Ixalan, something like that,
Sure.
it would fit in
Mhm.
really well.
Which is why they put it in the Ixalan set.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It makes sense.
All right, so we should read the commander. It's really fun. I really
go for it, Neale.
love this commander. It's Indominus Rex, Alpha. It's a gray, 2 hybrid Demirs, green, so 5 mana total for a 6/6 dinosaur mutant. And it has, as Indominus Rex Alpha enters the battlefield, discard any number of creature cards. It enters with a flying counter on it if a card discarded this way has flying. The same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Hexproof, Haste, Indestructible, Lifelink, Menace, Reach, Trample, and Vigilance. And when Indominus Rex enters the battlefield, draw a card for each counter on it. Really cool.
She is really cool. Oh my gosh. Yeah, if we I was at the preview panel in Vegas in 2023 when they showed off stuff for Lost Caverns of Ixalan. And if you go back and watch the YouTube video on Wizards channel of that panel, when they show Indominus Rex, you can hear someone bellow, "Yes!" in the audience. That is me.
Amazing.
That is such a great origin story for this deck. It sounds like from the second this card was announced, you knew you were going to build it.
I walked out of that preview panel to head back to my Airbnb thinking I am going to have the most viewed Moxfield deck list for Indominus Rex. I manifested that, and now it is the reality.
That is the
and
reality.
if you do not count the professor on Archidect, the Tolarian Community College account on Archidect, which has an Indominus Rex list from when they had somebody playing her on one of their shows, I have the most viewed Indominus Rex deck on any of the big deck building websites. And I don't count that. I'm not in competition with Prof.
And you have 37,000 views, which I don't even know how you get that.
Yeah, I don't know that I've even seen a deck on Moxfield with that many views.
I know I've seen some that are higher than that, but I also
it's up there.
Was surprised when I got to that number one spot. That was sometime before she hit 10K, I think, is when I claimed that number one spot.
Now, what is it about the card that inspired you immediately? Did you have like some kind of pre-existing relationship with Jurassic Park? And you're like, yes, this is it.
I love dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs so much. I am one of those kids that I fell in love with dinosaurs when I was 4 years old and I decided that T-Rex was my favorite and I never grew out of it.
Oh, awesome.
I adored Jurassic Park when I saw it for the first time and that stuck. I've watched so much dinosaur movies, TV shows, read so many books. They're one of my favorite things in the world. And so I love Ixalan, obviously. And when we found out that we were getting Jurassic Park / Jurassic World as our crossover set for Ixalan, I was over the moon.
Yeah.
On my short list of things I wanted a sick card for Indominus Rex because I love her so much. I think she's incredibly cool. I really like Jurassic World, the movie, despite reasonable criticisms of it and her. I'm not here to go too deep into media analysis in that way. I think she's cool as hell. And
Agreed.
I like Sultai colors. I think that her ability is relatively simple. You know, it's 2 lines of text. You discard as many creatures as you want when you cast her, and then you draw some cards. But inside those lines of text, there's a lot of nuance that you can get into. Not least of all because you have so much ability to customize your implacable death lizard when she hits the battlefield by choosing what creature cards you put in your deck.
Right. So, and it's not super important, but I believe in the movie, the idea was basically when they made Jurassic World, they're like, we need a baddie who's more badass than T-Rex. So they made up this imaginary dinosaur. Correct me if I'm wrong. They just genetically engineered in everything into one dinosaur.
It's ish. In Jurassic Park, all of the dinosaurs are genetically engineered.
Right.
That's like the concept from the very beginnings. Like we've put in frog DNA into these dinosaurs to make their genetic code full and pure. Asterisk, not pure, but like to fully create a living animal. They're never pure-blooded dinosaurs in the first place. So they were always hybrids. The Indominus Rex, though, is the first intentional multi-dinosaur hybrid. It's not everything, but it's like she's 50% base genome of a T-Rex, and then they have Velociraptor as another main one mixed in there, because really that's what they were trying to do. In the plot of the movie, the Indominus Rex as a commercial product was tied in with the military interest of wanting to train and buy raptors, and they were trying to fuse the power of a T-Rex with the ferocity and intelligence of raptors, and they would eventually downsize it to the Indoraptor. But the Indominus was the first step to like just make money off of the idea and proof of concept it. And the concept was disproved because she immediately broke out and killed a lot of people. But yes, she's kind of like a genetic soup.
Right. She's everything bagel.
Yeah, which is reflected in her ability, where you can, put together any number of creatures that you want to augment her in the way that you choose and get any of the 11 keywords that she has available. Astute listeners will have counted 12 keywords. You cannot have double strike. It doesn't exist. There's no creature in even colorless that comes pre-baked with double strike that you can play in an Indominus Rex deck. I am so endlessly frustrated by this.
I guess it's like a white-red thing.
It is. It's a very Boros color effect. There is one black zombie who has double strike, but it has one little red pip in its ability that says my ID and commander is red-black. Sorry. And like Vision gets double strike if you cast a spell.
But doesn't have it naturally.
Yeah, there's an automaton that you can give it double strike by paying mana, but nobody comes with double strike.
I guess they future-proofed it, so
yeah.
Yeah, sure. Every set, I believe this will be the time. This will be the time where I get one playable double striker, and I just haven't yet.
That's a tough one.
Are there any abilities which are not on it that are evergreen or semi-common?
Or is this the
protection? We didn't get protection.
Okay.
Flanking,
because protection has been flanking, obviously. Yeah.
Banding.
Super evergreen.
Sure, those evergreen keywords. Infect. We didn't get infect. That would be very funny. No, we didn't get protection. Was just like I think the closest one, but they've kind of mostly phased out protection in exchange for ward and hexproof.
Hexproof from X often. Yeah.
Yeah, which interestingly counts. If you discard a creature with hexproof and also like Eradicator Valkyrie, who says hexproof from Planeswalkers, you will get both counters. You will get a hexproof from Planeswalker counter and a hexproof counter.
Oh, interesting. Wow.
Same with like trample over Planeswalkers on Throsta.
Okay, so before we even get into the deck, how do you track this? Do you have like a little notepad? Do you have like a little like a doctor's notepad with checklist,
ability dice?
Oh, when I play her,
yeah.
The most common thing I do is I have Infinite tokens. Not a sponsor, just an awesome product that you should buy.
It is a good product.
Yeah, I just write like on one side of it like LLHPT to represent all of them, and then I just slide it like 80% underneath the card so that it's legible.
That makes sense.
Sorry, have you ever gotten every single one of the counters on Indominus Rex, or is that not feasible?
It's feasible. A lot of people do that as their focus. I don't specifically. Besides, obviously, double strike. But I don't do. I mean, you could do that in a 5-color deck, right, or a 4-color deck.
Right.
I've given Indominus double strike before in my pilot deck, which if we don't know what pilot is, we can talk about it later if there's time. But that's a 4-color version of Indominus. But yeah, I don't focus on maxing out her keywords. There are specifically 5 that I have 3 years after the card has released and after all of the playtesting and iterating that I've done and like thinking about her, I have decided for myself at least, and I believe is somewhat objectively correct, that there are 5 keywords that you need on Indominus Rex to maximize your gains on how dangerous she is as a creature.
Okay. 5.
I can tell you what I think they are, or you could guess if you think.
We could try to guess. 5.
That would be fun.
I feel like hexproof is going to be my first guess. If you can protect it, because it's going to be a big target, I'd imagine.
It sure is.
I would guess flying, probably.
As an evasion? Indestructible sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I guess you don't need... Well, yeah, you probably do need indestructible, even if you have hexproof. So that was that 3, and then
3
trample.
Death touch and trample combo real nice because you only need to do 1 point and then the rest tramples through. So I would say...
Oh, is that the other 2 that you're guessing?
Yeah.
Oh, to have like first strike, death touch,
well, you don't
trample
need first strike.
all together?
No, you don't need the first strike. I would prioritize death touch and trample over first strike. That's my.
Okay.
What do you think, Neale?
It seems like a reasonable guess.
All right.
Sure. For me, the answer is flying because that's the best form of evasion
Yeah.
because it also functions as a way to block flying creatures.
Right.
You
Right.
could have reach, but flying does both. It gives you evasion and protection. Vigilance, so that you can take advantage of both of those things
Mm.
equivalently. Lifelink, so that there is a payoff to swinging with your 6/6 beater
Right.
because a 6/6 is just a 6/6 unless you augment her further. She's not an effective commander damage clock quickly because it's 4 taps to kill somebody.
Right.
Right.
But if every time she's attacking or blocking because she has vigilance and flying, you're gaining 6 life, that matters a lot.
Right.
Right.
And then my other two are Death Touch and Trampled. That was the first thing that I knew I wanted to prioritize in the deck is I want to prioritize giving her Death Touch and Trample because they interact
It's so
so
Right.
nice.
strongly
Yeah.
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Listener, if you don't know, if a creature blocks a creature with Death Touch and Trample, you only need to assign 1 point of
Yep.
damage to kill the creature to mark it as, killed, destroyed, whatever, and then the rest tramples over.
So it supercharges the
Yeah.
trample.
I believe the wording is you have
Yeah.
to assign lethal damage.
Yeah,
And
which is 1.
1 for death touch.
Yeah.
Mhm. I have a couple cards in the current prototype that I'm working on of the newest iteration of the deck that have indestructible and hexproof, and I think a few still in the version that is public that you would have seen. But I don't prioritize those things because, like I said, she's just a 6/6, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fact that she's just a 6/6, even if she's a scary 6/6, people still get terrified of her
Mm-hmm.
Right.
because they're like, I can't block it. It's just going to hit me.
Right.
I
Mm-hmm.
can't stop it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to keep gaining you 6 life, so I need to kill it, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So they will spend targeted removal on the Indominus Rex, and then we play step dodges, and we burn your removal spell. Or she is a lightning rod for my other scary creatures in the deck that I care more about
Right.
that I pitch to her with her as you cast her ability.
Mm-hmm.
Like I care more about Bellatrix Witherbloom than I care about Indominus Rex.
Hmm.
Like she's a scary beater, but she is a lightning rod for removal, and she is a strong attacker and blocker, but she's not a win con.
Hmm.
She's the threat of a win con. Like if you don't block her and you get tagged 4 times, you know you lose.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not her purpose in the deck. Her purpose is to act as a massive connive spell, where I connive my creatures into the graveyard and then I draw a new hand of cards, and now I have reanimator targets.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
What is the best creature in your deck to discard?
Valgavoth Terror Reader.
Valgavoth.
Valgavoth Terror Reader. Because Valgavoth Terror Reader wins games of Magic the Gathering. Bellatrix Witherbloom is the second best card in the deck because having a shit ton of mana wins you the game. Let me see. Is there anyone else currently that's like flagged as a win con? Not really. Lotus Light Dancers is really good because it is a great toolbox card.
Ooh, what is Lotus Light Dancers? I don't know that card.
It's from Dragons of Tarkir, or Dragonstorm? Tarkir Dragonstorm.
Dragonstorm.
It's a 3/6 lifelink. It's Sultai. It's 5 mana, 2 and 1 of each pip for a zombie bard. And when it enters, you get to search your library and pitch to the graveyard 1 blue card, 1 black card, and 1 green
Oh,
card.
nice.
Yeah, so it's like a Buried Alive, except you
Yes.
can throw out stuff that aren't just creatures.
And you get a body.
And there are a lot of cards. Yeah, and it's a body,
With lifelink.
We said we weren't gonna get too far into the weeds on like the tight mechanics of this deck, but it's a zombie, which matters for Celestial Reunion.
Okay.
It also matters for Curse Cloth Wrappings, because that's a zombie. It gets buffed from the zombie buff.
See, okay.
But Lotus Light Dancers can find me a variety of tools in the deck that I want in the graveyard. More so than just reanimating, this deck plays out of its graveyard like an actual functional second hand. Brokos, Apex of Forever, I can cast him from the graveyard with his mutate cost, targeting most likely Teacher's Pest. And those two often get pitched to the graveyard at the same time with Lotus Light.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will reanimate Teacher's Pest to itself because it has the reassembling skeleton text of return it tapped.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's a skeleton pest, put Brokos on Renata, which is her name, read the flavor text.
Yeah.
And now I have a 6/6 Menace Trample that's really hard to kill.
Ah.
Or Morbius. Morbius is, pay 2, and now I get to anticipate.
All right, so just a quick recap some of these cards. So Brokos is a 6/6 trampler, and you can always cast it from the graveyard using its mutate ability.
Yeah, and it's also black, green, and blue, so it could be any one of the cards the Lotus Light Dancers get.
And Teacher's Pest, black, green, 1/1. You can always cast it, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So it just comes in, you mutate it, it's big, and now you're you're gaining a life. It's got menace. It's doing some damage.
And if they kill it, you bring the whole thing
Bring
back.
back. Yeah, you can always cast that.
The way that this deck tends to win the game is by presenting 4 Colossal Dreadmaws and turning them sideways at you.
Yeah, that's tough to deal with.
Mm.
Now, you've got all of these, like, I'm just looking at the creature list here, and so you've got like 38 creatures, and most of them are like they're either getting creatures, making creatures, or coming back from the graveyard. Does that seem like the fair kind of classification?
Yeah, there's a mixture of like who is functioning as mana or card advantage and who is functioning as keeping the recycling bin moving.
Mm.
Ret2 Mystic is one that kind of does both that I like a lot. Gives every creature in your hand cycling for 1 and a blue. That's such strong card choice to just have access to in a deck that cares about the graveyard. And then there's also weirdos like Questing Beast, who is one of the 2 cards in this deck that has 3. I think there's 3 cards in this deck that have stuck in since version 1
right,
and have never left.
Well, I mean, Questing Beast is always kind of an all-star.
It's so good. One of my party tricks is I can name this card's entire text box from top to bottom from memory because I've been playing it so consistently for 3 years.
That's pretty impressive. I definitely could not do that. I think I could get the gist of it, but
I'm sure I missed at least 2 of the lines of text.
Well, yeah, at least.
Who are some of the spells, the support spells cast? Like, we got instants and sorceries. What are the heavy hitters here?
Formless Genesis and Celestial Reunion are so cool. I fell in love with these cards because of my aforementioned bestie Medusa playing them in her Teval deck. That's Big Teval, the one that I'm playing in this deck, the one that give your spells delve. She uses them as a way to set up combos. But Celestial Reunion is a green X spell sorcery. It's Green Sun Zenith, except that if you behold 2 creatures of a matching type, and then find a creature of that type, you get to put it right onto the battlefield instead of just leaving it in your hand. Formless Genesis is a 3-mana kindred sorcery dash shapeshifter changeling. You create an XX shapeshifter with Death Touch that is X big per the number of lands in your graveyard, and it has retrace, which means you can cast it multiple times. The death touching tokens will get bigger. If you have one of the trampling enablers like Kodama, and you can modify them, or Old One Eye. Oh my god, I love Old One Eye so much. Then they're death touching tramplers, which is sick and awesome. But more importantly, Formless Genesis creates changelings that help me find things with Celestial Reunion, like my elders, or just my, the big creature that I want at that moment of time. Cool thing, Radioactive Spider, 1 mana, 1/1 reach death touch spider, Fateful Bite, pay 2 and sacrifice it to find a spider hero card from your deck.
Or a changeling.
Yeah, you normally would find Symbiote Spider-Man or Gwenom in the deck, or you can find a sorcery that is a spider hero card because changeling works in all zones.
That's amazing.
The same thing, there's a dragon land. Oh, I have it in this version of the deck. Maelstrom of the Spirit Dragon finds me Bellatrix Witherbloom, or it can find me Scavenger Regent, because that's a board wipe sorcery that kills non-dragons. But it also can find Formless Genesis because it says dragon card.
Oh, wow.
These 2 cards are insanely cool and are like baked into the foundation of this deck as considerations.
That's a very nice synergy. And
It's so clear this is a deck that has been loved for a very long time, and it feels like it has lots of layers.
Yeah. So Medusa, she's my best friend in the world, partially because we realized that we connect with our deck building styles so well. I'm glad that I have her in my life to bounce ideas off of, because at the point that I am in the weeds on this deck, I hand it to my friend, like Benji the Brewer, also a really good friend and a good deck builder. I hand this deck to him when I put out a new version, and I'm like, hey, what do you think? It's like, Light, I don't fucking know. I'll ask something and you'll produce a 1-page report on why this one card is crucial to what you're trying to do with the deck.
This is great. Yeah, it's clearly been well honed.
Yeah, there's so many layers, and I like that you're doing it with cards that I don't know. A lot of the cards that you've mentioned, I'm like, I don't know what that card does, which to me is always
it's
one
a
of the
good
best
sign,
signs.
yeah, because you're using cards that don't get often a lot of love.
Yeah, I'm really big on Spider Sense right now as my counter spell of choice because it's a 1-mana stifle, but it's also a 1-mana negate, and it lets me reuse enter the battlefield effects.
Right. Yeah. It has web slinging, which is you bounced a tap creature to your hand as an additional cost, and it counters target instant, sorcery, or triggered ability.
I like Contest of Claws because it's a bite spell that results in a Discover trigger, where Discover X is the excess damage. If your
Oh.
creature has Death Touch, you only assign 1 damage to bite, and then it's dead, and then the rest is your X.
Excess. Oh, that's good.
Very nice. And you're playing
That's
all
really
sorts
good.
of 6-power creatures. Oh, that's awesome.
And whenever I see an evergreen keyword list like this, it always makes me think of a card that I really want to use and I can't. I haven't really figured out how to use it, which is Eater of Virtue from Kamigawa. And it's a 1-cost equipment that equip 1.
Oh, yeah.
Equip creature gets +2/+0, but then anytime the equipped creature dies, you track it with Eater of Virtue, and it will give all of those things that it's been tracking. And it's got nearly the same kind of like ability word salad.
Yeah.
And so you put it on your commander, you don't have to discard anything anymore. Now Eater of Virtue is holding it in place, which I think is fun.
Yeah, I think that's a very cool card.
I don't know that it's optimized for this, but it's fun.
Yeah, no, I've thought about it a lot and decided like a long time ago that it's not needed for what I'm trying to do here, because the deck doesn't need Eater of Virtue, the deck doesn't need Bribe Taker, the deck doesn't need the Ozolith, because I'm always drawing 5 to 7 cards when I cast the Indominus, and because I know that the density of creatures with enough keywords in this deck, I'm always going to draw enough creatures that if somebody instantly shoots Indominus, I can recast her for the same number of keywords, because that's been intentionally measured. Yeah, in the deck design. So when people are come to me like, Light, don't you want to play Hit Monkey? Look, it has hexproof and 5 keywords on it. I'm like, what does the card do?
Right.
Yeah.
It's a 3/3. It's a 3/3 with nothing else going on. That's definitely like, I think, a big diverging point for me from a lot of Indominus Rex decks, at least based on my research from the other popular decks that I look at. Or the suggestions that people give me for cards that they think like, oh, you want to play this in Indominus, right? Is like, for me, a rule is the card has to be good and useful on its own in some way that does not relate to Indominus Rex getting keywords from it.
Right.
Which means I end up with a lot more 1 and 2 keyword creatures than the average deck for Indominus.
Right. So you're not maximizing just the most number.
I need these 5.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
And most of these creatures will come along with like a bonus menace or haste every once in a while.
Yeah. Is there anything you feel like this deck is really missing that you'd really like
I was just
Wizards
to say there's like a pretty big sideboard list here of cards that are not in there. I bet you like you wake up one morning and be like, what if I put this in there?
I sure do have a lot of drafts of Indominus Rex based on like, well, what about this idea? This is what the most recent attempt looks like after going back to the drawing board and trying to squeeze a little bit more kindred synergy into the deck. But this is not a perfect version of what I'm thinking. This is just where it ended up right now. Like, I put Black Market Connections and Mutable Explorer in so that I had 2 more ways of getting changelings into the deck. I really want to play Sauron Dino Devotee because he turns things into dinosaurs, and that's sick as hell. This card is funny. It's a dinosaur and a vampire, which means that not only can I use Celestial Reunion with like Morbius to find Sauron, he also can be regenerated by the land Accursed Dunyard, which says regenerate a zombie, spirit, skeleton, vampire, or one other spooky creature type. Five Halloween type creatures. Yeah, which goes along with Curse Cloth Wrapping and Lotus Light Dancer really well already. In this version, I've got a few more Elders because I wanted to be able to find creature type Elder so that I had a variety of like, kind of turn that into a toolbox with Celestial Reunion. Like at the bottom, we see that Beladroth and Valgavoth are still here, but we also have Witherwind the Balancer is still here. He's in the other version, or she's in the other version. But we have Galactus and Tetsamok as an Elder Dinosaur and an Elder Alien. And so we've got a board wipe, a ramp, a single target removal, a different kind of ramp that just got thrown in there because I had the space, and then Valgavoth who wins the game.
Pretty fun stuff.
And being able to say Celestial Reunion for Elder is very funny.
You've also got some Hobbit cards here in the sideboard or in this theory crafted version.
Yeah, Bjorn the Fierce is like Sauron but for bears, and also he says draw cards. Something that's cool about Sauron is that when he turns things into dinosaurs, they're only dinosaurs, which means you can turn humans into dinosaurs, and then you can mutate on them. That's neat. and not an intentional design choice, but a fun piece of synergy that I
Yes,
noticed.
yes.
A fun little trick to do. That's one of my favorite things to do in Magic in general is I love a fucking trick shot. I love to do something weird, niche, or funny, ideally also powerful,
Mm-hmm.
but weird, niche, or funny is the priority. And then Bjorn turns them into also bears, not only bears, which is fine. Give me an excuse to run Lumra over Summon Titan for my like splendid reclamation creature.
Also, I love you have the card Blitzball Stadium that
Blitzball Stadium's so good with Indominus.
completely went over my head. It's an artifact for X and a blue. When it enters, support X. So you put that many +1/+1 counters on each of up to X targets. Then you pay 3, tap it. Target creature gains. When it deals damage to a player, draw a card for each kind of counter on it. And it can't be blocked. Perfect in this deck. So it's going to be like a draw 4 and can't be blocked. Yeah, awesome.
And then like I have cards in the deck that put finality counters or corpse counters or +1/+1 counters or trample counters.
Shield counters?
Do we have the shield counter in this version? Well, if I go back to the other deck, the one card that I have been playing on and off is Diamond City. It's not in the current version, but it should be.
I like Diamond City. I have that in a couple decks.
Yeah, Diamond City. I used to play in the very first version of this deck. Agent's Toolkit made it in for the shield counter, but now I'm just on Diamond City. As Agent's Toolkit is a 3-mana blue-green clue from Capenna. When it enters, it comes in with a death touch counter, a flying counter, a +1/+1 counter, and a shield counter. Whenever another creature enters, you can choose to remove a counter on it onto that creature. And then it has the clue text, pay 2 and sacrifice it. It was a way to get shield counters on Indominus when she entered in response to her enter the battlefield trigger, which means she would count the shield counter in her math for drawing cards.
Wow.
Very fun. Yeah, I can see how this would be a very inspiring card to build around because there's a lot going on and there's a lot of ways to interact with what's happening.
You noted the type of keywords thing. Storm of Fonts is the other card in the deck that takes advantage of kind of keywords. It's return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand at instant. Copy the spell for each unique counter you have on your permanents.
Oh, wow. Okay.
This functions like a cyclonic rift for the things I care 100%. About.
Yeah, there was a whole little mini theme in New Capenna about like different kinds of counters on things. So I can see that coming into play big time. This is a really fun deck. I encourage people to check it out either on Indominus Lex's Moxfield or on ours, Untapped Libraries Moxfield, where all our guests' decks. You can find them, and we will take a snapshot of it as it is, and as it gets evolved, you'll have to figure out what new brew has emerged on this.
Yeah, this feels like something that'll kind of never be done. It'll always just be churning.
Yeah. I've recently released what's called the Gen 2 version of it, which was a big rewrite that changed a lot of the structure of the deck. Because I realized I had essentially written myself into a corner. I'm like, I like this works, it's good, but I have other ideas, and like if I want to express them, I have to take something out, and everything that's in there is so integral to the rest of the deck that I can't do anything else. So now this newer version, really what I've done is give myself more room to grow again.
Nice.
As I created a version that is different, and now I can keep iterating on it slowly as new sets come out.
So what is it about Magic in general that you enjoy that like keeps bringing you back? When did you get started? And then maybe we'll go even further back.
Yeah, sure. My first set was core set, one of them. It was around the time of Zendikar, the first Zendikar. I remember that my first starter deck was the black-green Spore Vampire deck. Like Captivating Vampire was my first shining rare, foil rare. I think my first pre-release was Scars of Mirrodin. So I've been playing for like 15-ish years. It's somewhere on either side of 15 years. I got hooked on it because I enjoyed the mechanics as someone who grew up playing Yu-Gi-Oh!, briefly Digimon, collected a lot of Pokemon cards. So I always kind of enjoyed card games, both show and like actually playing them. And then my childhood best friend Ian finally got me to try this Magic the Gathering game, and I was hooked almost instantly on the mechanics and the art. And what's kept me going is the deck building, I think. I mean, like some of it is, of course, the magic is the gathering. I've met so many friends through this game.
Hmm.
I've met Medusa through this game. I've met the list could go on, of all of the people all the wonderful connections and memories I've made playing this game. But like, why do I keep playing this
Hmm.
instead of something else? It is the deck building. It's the creativity.
Right.
Hmm.
It's the ability to flex my brain in different ways. Because Commander, which I didn't start playing until like Avishkar, the first one came
Okay.
out.
Hmm.
I didn't start until my first deck was Narset Enlightened Master
Mm.
with Super
Yeah.
Friends and extra turns.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was not a kind deck. It was not one that other people enjoyed playing
Sure.
against. But there's just so much you can do. There's so much you can do, and there's so many different ways to do it. And I get a kick out of, I said I like doing trick shots. I also like being a hipster.
Yeah.
I get a rush off of that. I hate Soul Ring. It's my least favorite, like one of
Yeah.
probably my least favorite
Yeah.
card in the game if we're not talking about problematic reasons.
Hmm.
And I just simply refuse to play it. I do other things because I don't think you need it.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I hate the gameplay patterns it
Yep.
creates, and I think it's boring,
Yeah.
so I don't play it.
I'm definitely in the camp of remove Sol Ring from Commander.
Woo!
I
Get rid of
aesthetically
it.
like the idea, but I still have it in most of my decks. So
You are weak. You will not survive the winter.
uh,
At the very least, put it on the game changer list.
that's a big thing to say to a couple of Montrealers.
Yeah,
So
that's true. We were pretty good at surviving winter.
yeah,
to be
surviving
fair.
winters is something
That's
that
kinda
we
what we
do,
do.
but I know what you're saying. But yeah,
It'll be a shock to your loved ones. I'm sorry.
The Sol Ring winter. Yeah, and what are you like looking forward to? What's something you're like? I mean, I know you got those Hobbit cards.
Titan Breach, Titan Breach, Titan
Yeah.
oh
Breach, Titan
yeah,
Breach.
yeah, yeah.
I
That's
had a
true.
feeling that might be in theme.
Big stompy monsters. Yeah.
Kaiju.
Yeah, big stuff. I love Ikoria and I love Kamigawa, and I'm so excited that they're getting mashed
It's a
together.
great
But I really
combo.
hope we get more mutate.
Yeah.
Please give me more mutate.
I feel
love
like
that
they're not.
mechanic.
I-
I know it's problematic. Shut up. Shut up, Vinny.
I have an extremely soft spot for Pacific Rim, the first movie. The
Okay.
Me
second,
too. There's only one movie.
there's only
movie in
one.
the Pacific Rim franchise.
I watched it with literally zero expectations. I was like, this is gonna be terrible.
Uh-huh.
And Guillermo del Toro did a great job. It's a great popcorn movie.
Okay.
It's such a stupid movie.
It's- yeah,
I love
yeah,
it
yeah.
so much. Medusa and I watched it when I visited her over the weekend, this past weekend, and we both have watched it a lot of times, and we were definitely enjoying it because we were hyped about Titan Breach, and so that's what we did to like celebrate. But like we just kept saying like, this detail about the story. That doesn't make any sense.
No,
We had a
yeah,
running
yeah,
bit.
you
We
can't.
had a running bit where like one of us would say, "Hey, why is this the way
Yeah,
it is?"
no, you can't
and
do
the
that.
other one would be like, "Well, you see, giant monster, look."
The mech just smacked the monster with a boat. Come on, it's cool.
It's cool. It's cool.
And I'm not usually into just mindless cool movies, but that one just completely works for me. I don't know why.
They get it.
Yeah.
They got the scale right.
Yeah.
They got the scale of everything right.
I will also say, turning this into a movie discussion, Godzilla -1, if you haven't
Yeah,
seen that.
yeah.
Yes!
Another
Yeah,
great
yeah.
movie.
God, I can't wait for -0.
Yes, I'm also waiting.
Yeah,
looking
putting
for
it on camera, asterisks, on recording right now. Ghidorah calling it. Ghidorah is going to be in the
All right,
movie.
All right.
It's not an original thought, but it's one that I now fully subscribe to.
What hot new projects are you working on right now?
The one that I spoiled that I shouldn't tell you too
No,
much
don't
about.
tell us
okay,
too much
that's
about
okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really the big focus for me right now. Is I'm doing that on top of I edit Welcome to the Blind Eternities, a podcast by my friend Cass, Strixhaven Dropout,
Oh yeah.
on Blue Sky. I'm the editor for that, and if you enjoy me, you'll enjoy that because I've been taking more shots at like putting in. Editor Light is becoming a comedic side character
Okay.
in the show. The bits have been rewarded, and so the bits have expanded a little bit. That's a good show. I like that a lot. I like editing it. I like listening to it, even though I'm the one who edited it. And then I edit for Gaslight Gatecrash Girlbite that I record with Medusa.
Awesome. I recommend everyone check it out.
Yeah, definitely. And definitely check out the Indominus Lux, your user.
I do both.
Yeah. Check it out on Moxfield. The decks are super fun. Any final thoughts, Light?
The primer for Gen 2 is coming soon, I promise, if you have been waiting for it. The primer for Gen 1 is extensive, and the primer for Gen 2 is, it turns out I had more to say.
Yeah, I really appreciate you having a primer.
I love primers on Moxfield. I don't do it enough. Yeah.
What I do is I use Moxfield very early in the process when I'm like really spitballing.
As a brainstorming tool?
And then
you abandon it
immediately. I abandon it completely.
I see. Yeah. Well, no. Anyways, appreciate the primers.
People expect primers and they're like, oh, I want 500 words to tell me how to use the deck. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm not actually writing primers. I'm writing articles. This is going to be several thousand words.
That's right. Here's my essay. Thanks so much, Lyght, for joining us today. Thank you for introducing us to the wonderful world of big scary dinosaurs.
Yeah, thanks for your time.
All right,
Neale. Yeah, do you want to slather us in a layer of outro?
I would really love us to change this line of dialogue.
Slather away.
Get ready for some slathery text on the way out. You can find us on Blue Sky and YouTube as Untapped Libraries, as well as Moxfield, where all of our guest deck lists are available. Our music is by Sparkling Water, and you can find all of their music wherever you get your streams. Untapped Libraries is a proud part of the Podcavern network, found at podcavern.com. If you have any questions, comments, or giant scary dinosaurs lurking in the pantries of your kitchen, we can be reached at untappedlibraries@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and keep building.
Arcane Ninja RPG tells a story about ninjas and magic by mixing improv and role-playing. Meet our fledgling ninja and fall for them as they take their graduation exam and stumble upon unknown magic that will send them in an epic adventure. Root for them as the dice dictate just how successfully they face the threatening challenges that lay ahead. Binge on published episodes at the Podcavern Network or your podcast station of choice. Tune in every other Tuesday for your bi-weekly fix of Arcane Ninja RPG.
Thanks for listening!